Hi, thank you for joining me for this video. My name is Chris, and this is my story. This is my stroke story. In 2007, I was 27 years old. I thought I was in good shape. I, maybe like you, was diagnosed with hypertension, high blood pressure. And maybe like you, wasn't concerned about taking medication. I wasn't concerned about eating healthy food. I wasn't concerned about being physically fit so much as to where I was active, I was athletic, but I wasn't taking the best care of myself physically, nutritionally, or spiritually. I knew that I had to do better with my nutrition, with my diet, but I just wasn't concerned about it. I wasn't. All I said to myself was that, you know what, I can work, I can go to what I was going through vocational training to be an automotive technician. I can go to those classes and learn that, and go to church sometimes. And I just thought that everything was figured out. I thought that as long as I did what I thought was normal, that I was going to be okay. And how far I was from the truth, how far I was from the reality of life, going from being physically fit, running every day, like I said, playing basketball, playing football, playing sports, going to vocational school to be an automotive technician, going to church, just living life, and you never really think about how your life can change in an instant. And mine did. My life changed in an instant. I went from being an active 27-year-old who had a bright future to what I am now, a blessed, active 40-something-year-old man who, by God's grace, is able to do what I can do. So, on the night of August 31st, 2007, I was working out, exercising, wasn't taking my blood pressure medicine anymore. Again, my diet was poor, high sodium foods, fried foods, greasy foods, just junk really, and working out, doing my last set of pull-ups. I had one more set. I jumped up and grabbed the handlebars, and I was pulling 1, 2, 3, and pulling down to my final reps. I remember looking around, and pulling up, not breathing, holding my breath. I didn't know I had aneurysm. I didn't know I had a weakened blood vessel in my brain. But I found out that I had one when I didn't breathe, I didn't exhale. I pulled up, held my breath, and I felt a slight pop. I let go, dropped to my feet, walked about 10 feet to the wall, and tried to stretch, tried to move my left arm and couldn't. And I felt sick, fell to my knees. I said, I'm having a stroke. I said it to myself and I said it out loud, I'm having a stroke. And the guy who was with me, he picked me up on his shoulder, one arm or this arm around his shoulder, and we leaped to his vehicle. We drove immediately to the hospital. And en route to the hospital, my brain began to swell, and I began to sweat profusely. I began to sweat like I was taking a shower. That's how water was pouring off of me. I got nauseous. I said, man, I'm gonna throw up, man. And as we make it to the hospital, I throw up. The nurse opens the door, and they see me, and they lay me on the stretcher, and they rush me into the hospital. They immediately take a scan of my brain, and they determined that my brain was bleeding. My brain was bleeding. I could die at any moment. I had no awareness of the severity of my stroke. They tell me they're going to medevac me by helicopter to a hospital, Forest General, and I black out. I'm blacking in and out. I'm not aware. My memory, my speech, my vision, all this is affected at this time. My smell, all this is affected at this time. I don't know what to do. I remember thinking to myself, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. How soon your life can end. How soon anyone's life can end. I don't mean to sound morbid, but my life almost ended. This is serious. This is serious. This is real. I stand before you today, and I thank God for His blessings. I thank God for His miracle. I thank God for His grace, for my family. Before leaving the hospital, I blacked out. And for 3 days, I was in a coma. No knowledge of being in this world. I could have been dead for all that matter. I had no knowledge. My family was there in ICU with me, coming to visit me, rotating out of the room. My wife, who has now gone to be with the Lord, who has passed away from stage 4 colon cancer, she was there every day. My mom, my dad, my parents, my sister were there every day. As I woke up, Dave, my stepdad, said that I said that it's okay now. What that meant, I don't know. But he said that I said it's okay now. Yeah. You take for granted, people take for granted the ability to walk, to run, to swim, to jump, to use both limbs. You take for granted those things. You're not even aware that those things can be taken away from you. You're not even aware that your life can end. You're not even aware of these things. We all take for granted these things. I think that that's just what we do as that's just what happens, But my life is a success story. God has saved me because I know God has a reason for me. God has a reason for everyone. I know that as you're watching this video, you may hopefully be thinking that why am I here? Why are you here? We're here for a reason. And the only way we can find out why we're here is by seeking God's will. By knowing that God has a purpose and a reason for every one of us here on this earth. Life is a challenge. Life is a struggle. But we take one day at a time and we just trust God through it all. We realize that God's not done with us yet. If you're a stroke survivor, God's not done with you yet. If you're a caregiver, keep on caring. Keep on loving. Keep on supporting. Be encouraged. You're doing a good thing. If you're a healthcare professional, thank you. You save lives. You change lives. God uses you to do these things. If you're like myself, a survivor, look up. Look up to Jesus. One day at a time. Do what you have to do. You're gonna fall. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna fall, literally. But as you fall, get back up. Take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Live an active lifestyle. In prevention, take your medicine. And in recovery, take your medicine. Listen to the doctor's directions. So again, thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you come back for the second video. Thank you.